here to talk to you today about Dirt, and I'm going to do that by showing you our software package called ICE. The reason we are going to be using this powerful tool to talk about our products is because it is actually the process we use, which is a little bit different in the industry. We emulate the process that designers go through from conception to delivery, and do that with our virtual software. We start with a single line, as all drawings tend to, except we call ours an I line. I for intelligence. That's really the power of this software. It is a one-of-a-kind intelligent software. We don't have a paper catalog. Catalogs don't contain intelligence. They just contain parts and pieces. We talk about how our walls go together, but it also all the rules that apply. Notice that we have a real-time 3D view here. This is not just a static rendering. It is an interactive 3D model. Now we're going to take this specification tool and we're going to utilize it as a communication. So when we're dealing with clients, sometimes designers and architects take for granted that they can visualize what their 2D drawings show. Why has Revit become so prominent in the A&D community? Is because the clients want to see what it is that they are going to be getting. And we do that with our family of integrated solutions. So we're going to open up a quote, and we're going to show you exactly what those intelligent lines do behind the scenes. And if we scroll down here, we can get just a simple part count of what those few walls require. And the part count is, Tom? 1,711 parts and pieces required to make that. Every part and piece is being tracked. This software file, when it's completed, will actually be running the manufacturing equipment on the shop floor. Notice that Tom's expanded a single panel, and you can see the individual components that are required for the factory to assemble that. And again, we're not using part numbers. There's no way that we can accidentally transpose a number and have human error interfere with the accuracy of our delivery. We can see the color, we can see the shape and the part and the piece. And let's go back to our drawing. And speaking of color, we can select any finish. And when you do that, you select a component, and let's do it in our 3D. And you can select any color individually or globally. So we now start to take the parametric nature of the product. Parametric meaning we don't offer our product in specific configurations or finishes. We are going to respond to the requirements of the project. We are going to take the design intent from the A&D from the architect and the designer. We're going to make sure that that design intent is what is being communicated. So Tom's dropped in the door here, and to complete an office front, and then also notice we have an architectural wall in the background. That's because Dirt is a true construction system. We do not work in a vacuum. This is not a pretty cube in the middle of the floor. This has the behavior to respond to the context in which it's applied. So the software is automatically putting in the connectors required to assemble this thing. But note that the individual connection types can be selected and changed, but only the applicable options are offered up. Tom has used our Bloom Award bullet, which actually takes the dimension out of the wall. So we now can create our offices without the need for a post, which dimensionally can be cumbersome during reconfigurations. We can select everything that we've drawn today. We can create all of the shop drawing information that we need. We can do all of the elevations, we can do all of the plan details, and even implement and insert a finish schedule. Also, that is all going to be updated in real time. Tom can grab one of those demising walls and drag it to a new location, and then the rest of the drawing will respond accordingly. So now all of the parts and pieces have the reconfiguration to show that change in design intent. With our style manager, we can take, we're using some of our starting point styles. But this is about responding to whatever customized
solution.
Thank you. Our solutions are going to be based on your designs, not ours. So we're going to open up a style manager now, and then we can simply modify that to reflect what the design intent is on the particular project, so that every project is actually designed to your specifications, not ours. We're not imposing our behavior, we're not imposing our aesthetic, nor are we imposing our finishes. Whatever we want to create, we can save this style. It becomes part of our available design palette. And then Tom can select the monolithic glass fronts that we used as a starting point, and he can update that with the new style that we've created for your specifications. Talking about some value-added aspects of dirt, let's talk about the solid walls. Truly a differentiator in the TI environments is that our frame and tile system allows us to assimilate vertical surface functions in the wall. So simply changing the finish, or we can actually change the function. We can merge tiles across the structural seam to create a seamless marker board or tackable surface or back painted glass. Also note that the horizontal lines are actually structural ports. We can hang anybody's anything on this wall, any manufacturer's furniture components, custom millwork. We're going to show you another integrated solution, our modular millwork, but even technology. We have a universal bracket system that can be adapted to anything that needs to be hung on the wall. So you never have to deface a wall tile to hang something. The only time you ever put a hole in a dirt wall is to bring infrastructure in or out. And also that because we are a frame and tile system, it doesn't matter what tomorrow's technology is. If it's infrastructure that's embedded in the wall, we simply open the wall up and change it. We can embed technology in the wall, or if something needs to be hung on the wall next year that doesn't exist now, the wall will simply accommodate that. Tom's dropped in some of our modular millwork, and now he's going to put in some of our modular power. Again, he's going to simply place the outlets where they're shown on the plan, reflect the electrical engineer's solutions, and then he's going to have the software create all the connectivity required. And it's going to calculate every cable, every connector that's required. A fully integrated solution that's been completely specified. Now we're going to pull down some reports. I want to show you the manufacturing information that's being carried in the background. Because as I said, this drawing file will literally be running through the manufacturing equipment on the shop floor. Once again, avoiding the order entry procedure, which is where most human error occurs. That doesn't happen with dirt because of the power of ice. We have every part and piece, and including that allows us to readily accommodate COM materials because we will have a COM cut sheet, so you know exactly what your dealer needs to source locally and what sizes and quantities. Tom's put in our modular millwork in there and completed that drawing. So what you see now is the value added with the power of ice. We are bringing all of your solutions to bear. Manufacturing equipment is there, which gives us the shortest 4-week lead time in the industry. We're going to shorten the design lead time. We're going to provide a communication tool that can even be posted to a web link for remote access through our Ice Vision. And then we're going to shorten the construction time itself, further adding value to you and your